something recently and it gave me pause. I have been watching this show called Love Story. It is about John F. Kennedy Jr. and his relationship with Carolyn.
The relationship between John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette is often presented as this perfect, almost fairy tale love story. Like every
Bessette. They were married, so it goes all the way up until, they died, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, what I found...
Things just happen naturally. But when you dig a little deeper, the story doesn't seem that simple. I end most portrayals. They're shown meeting at a charity event, casually crossing paths, starting a conversation, and then falling into a relationship. It's framed as a coincidence.
Doubt, while watching this show behind the scenes, is that the way that Carolyn Bessette actually met John F. K. Jr. apparently may not have been that way. And I noticed some similarities here.
Two people in the same place at the same time. However, according to Maureen Callahan, who has written extensively about the Kennedy family and the New York social scene, that version of events may not be entirely accurate. She has suggested that Carolyn didn't just happen to meet JFK Jr. She actively pursued him. And that changes the narrative completely. At the time, JFK Jr. was one of the most eligible bachelors in America. Because of his name, his status, and his influence, he had access to virtually anyone. Actresses, models, high society figures. He wasn't just some laid-back guy looking for love. As he's often portrayed, in fact, he was previously involved with Daryl Hannah, which is another detail that often gets minimized or overlooked. What's also rarely shown is the environment they were both part of, the high-profile New York party scene. That side of their lives is usually left out, making the relationship seem more simple and innocent than it may have actually been. Looking at Carolyn's background adds another layer. She went from graduating college to working in retail, and eventually into a position connected to Calvin Klein in New York. Along the way, she also explored opportunities in modeling. Then there's a story of how they actually met. Some accounts suggest that she made a strong effort to attend an exclusive event where JFK Jr. was expected to be, pushing hard to get access. That doesn't sound like a random encounter. It sounds intentional, so the question becomes, why are we always told these relationships happen purely by chance? It often feels like the public is given a polished love story version, something that sounds romantic and destined, while more strategic or deliberate aspects are left out. And this brings up a similar pattern when looking at Erika Kirk. Her story about meeting Charlie Kirk was initially framed as something spontaneous, like she attended a Turning Point USA event and met him, and things naturally developed from there. But in another interview, she mentioned that a family friend had actually introduced them. Someone later identified as Tyler Boyer, S.O. again. What was presented as a random meeting turns out to have been a pre-existing connection. This is exactly why people keep digging up old clips, because when you line everything up, the story starts to look very different. Take this conversation involving Tyler Boyer. He talks about how Charlie Kirk believed that Erika Kirk had a future in politics, even suggesting she could one day become president. That's a powerful statement. And more importantly, it shows these people go way back. Now compare that to how Erika originally described how she met Charlie. The public version sounds simple, like a random introduction at an event. But when you look at multiple interviews, the details don't fully line up. That in one version, she says she met Tyler Boyer through a family friend. In another, she clearly says she met him at a Trump rally in 2015 SO, which is it. According to her own timeline, she attended a rally for Donald Trump in Arizona. Tyler Boyer was there, approached her, and invited her to get involved with an organization. But here's where it gets interesting. Later on, she mentions going to Israel and says that Tyler also just happened to be there at the same time. That's a pretty big coincidence. And when you start stacking the coincidences together, same rally, same network, same international location, it starts to feel less random and more intentional. Then there's another key detail. Tyler himself has said that. Erika actually reached out to him first, asking how she could get involved. He also stated that he placed her in a very visible position, directly behind Donald Trump at that rally. That's not something that just happens by accident. Positions like that are controlled. They're assigned, now the timeline shift again. She didn't just meet him randomly. She contacted him beforehand. She was deliberately placed in a high visibility spot that suggests planning. And when you connect that back to what Tyler said about her political potential, the idea that you could go far, even a presidency, it starts to form a bigger picture. This isn't being framed as coincidence anymore. It looks more like positioning. You could even compare this pattern to other well-known figures. For example, Hillary Clinton has often been described as someone who strategically aligned herself with Bill Clinton early on, recognizing his future potential. The broader point here isn't about one person. It's about a pattern that in high-profile circles. Relationships are often presented as spontaneous or fate-driven. But when you break down the timelines, the connections, and the access points, they can appear far more calculated. People position themselves. They build proximity. They align with individuals who are already on trajectory. And once you start noticing that pattern, it becomes hard to ignore. At the end of the day, you have to look at the bigger picture. John F. Kennedy Jr. wasn't just some random guy. He was dating high-profile women, including Daryl Hannah, and was even linked at one point to Brooke Shields. Thus, the idea that someone just randomly bumped into him, and everything fell into place. That's a very convenient story. And that's the thing. It's easy to believe those kind of stories because they sound good. They sound like something out of a movie. We just happened to meet. We were in the same place at the same time. It all just clicked. But when you start looking closer, it doesn't always hold up. The alternative explanation is a lot less romantic and a lot more intentional. Instead of something happening by chance, it can look like someone putting themselves in the right place at the right time for a specific outcome. Not just to meet someone, but to become part of their life in a bigger way. That brings us back to Erika Kirk. There's a clip circulating where she's asked about her husband's stance on a major issue, specifically conflict with Iran. In her response, she says he isn't there to give his opinion. But here's the problem. His opinion was already public. Charlie Kirk had openly spoken about not wanting war with Iran. There are videos, interviews, it's all documented. So when that context isn't acknowledged, it raises questions. Why not reference what's already been clearly stated? That's why people start digging. That's why old clips resurface. Because when things don't line up, people notice at the same time. The situation is also taking a turn online. Even comedians are weighing in. For example, Judas Boards created a parody that's been circulating, exaggerating the tone and public image around all of this. And while it's meant to be funny, it highlights something deeper, the level of attention, the spotlight, and how narratives are shaped. Because in the end, this isn't just about one person, it's about a pattern. Whether you're looking at public figures like Carolyn Bessette or modern examples, the idea is similar. People position themselves close to influence, close to status, close opportunity. And once you see that pattern, it changes how you look at these chance encounters.